Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Purple Penny weekly live video where we talk about the goings on in Coin World and what's been going on in the shop here. Apologies to everyone who was expecting the video to happen yesterday, as it has been happening each week, but the AC/DC coin release meant that poor old Catherine was stuck in the back office all day doing postage, and I was out front of the shop the whole day, so I didn't get a chance to get back here. I would just like to apologise for the... G'day Andrew. Andrew, can you hear me? I want to make sure the microphone's working this week. I would like to apologise firstly for the website on Monday morning. There was a problem with the daylight savings time. The servers in Singapore or somewhere, I'm not exactly sure where it was, and it didn't pick up the daylight saving time properly, and that meant that everything went up an hour late. The scheduling of products, it dropped off one of the AC/DC single coins for whatever reason. It just threw some weird error. And the other is that the website got absolutely pounded by the number of people that were trying to get it on there, so it went unresponsive for a little while. So apologies to everyone who didn't manage to put an order through the website. It did, the box sets did sell out. The 1 ounce coins, there's still some of those left, and the individual coins, there's still some of those left too. So apologies to everyone who missed out on the website. I should say thank you to everyone who came in here yesterday, all of our regulars and people who ordered using the pick up in shop option. It was great to see all of our regulars, and it was terrific to meet some new people that collect new release coins, and I had a good time talking to a lot of the people who stayed and had a chat. And Catherine and I want to thank everyone for your support, and we're trying to do our best and apologise for any glitches and things like that happened. So the AC/DC coin set is this baby here. It's like a little record, like a little roadie case, I guess. There's the lid there. Okay, and inside the box is each of the coins. So those of you who don't know, the box contains 7 coins. They're colorized 20 cent pieces, and they're in the form of a record, an old school analog record. So the holder is like a record, and then the coins, each of the coins is colorized around the outside to look like a record as well. Usual Jody Clark obverse. So 7 coins in the box set. Now 6 of the coins can be bought individually for $15 each. The box set contains this coin here, which is unique to the box set. You can't buy that individually. The box set is $110, and that is just sort of an AC/DC coin, and then the other ones all represent different AC/DC albums. So that one's Ball Breaker, for those who are about to rock, Back in Black, so excuse me, what's that one? Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. That one's the hardest one to read because the album cover the name is just the tattoo on the person's arm. TNT, apparently TNT is Dynamite, and AC/DC High Voltage. So that's the box set. It was $110. We sold out of our allocation via our website. If you're still in Adelaide and you want to come in and pick one up, there are a couple still left in the shop here, but we're not mailing any more out. We are still working through the orders from Monday morning to get those out. The other thing that was released was this 1 ounce silver coin, which is quite a nice thing actually. I like the packaging, and then each side the coin is presented in a felt box with a little numbered plaque on it, which is pretty sweet. I actually quite like this, and the price of this was $90, and which for a 1 ounce coin from the mint seems to be pretty reasonable value. So I think this is, of the AC, I mean, I'm not really an AC/DC person, but of the releases, I think this is probably the nicest one. So that's the AC/DC silver 1 ounce coin. So the box set has a production limit of 30,000. The individual coins, the information sheets that were supplied to us by the mint say that they've got an unlimited mintage. And the sharp-eyed observers out there have noticed that the end of the box says Volume 1. So one can only presume that that there might be another release in this series. Hello, Linda from Griffith. It's nice to see you, Linda. I haven't seen you for a long time. So hello, Lindsay from far north Queensland. Thanks, Greg and John and Andrew, for telling me that sound is working okay. I'm pleased that that's working. I tested it several times this morning just to make sure that everything was working. So that's it for AC/DC releases. There is the Firefighter releases, which are coming up on the 29th of October, and just recapping those, there's the roll, 7,500 of those, $99.95. There's the circulation coin on a card, so think Tooth Fairy, they'll be $10, supposedly unlimited mintage on those. And then there's the C Mint Mark on a card. Now, Catherine thinks, based on what she's read, that the packaging format of those is different to the old bifold and trifold folders, so they could be a slightly different size to what we're used to. So that's it for new releases for this month. What's been going on in the shop? It's been super busy with the AC/DC stuff. We've been buying some interesting pre-decimal coins. It's always nice to see a few pre-decimal coins. But my sort of fun purchase of the week is this puppy here. It's a hand-cast 5-ounce silver bar. I love hand-poured silver bars. So it's a Scottdale silver 5 troy-ounce 999 fine silver with a mountain lion on one side. Yes, Ian, you like decimal issues. I know you do. I've got some pre-decimal coins for you in a minute, Ian. So this is a Scottsdale 5-ounce silver bar. I'm not sure how much you can see on the camera there, but it's got those sort of concentric cooling lines which show you that it's hand poured and not struck or used some machine made process. So that's pretty cool. 5-ounce silver bar. First NGC Centenary florin that we've ever bought. It's a NGC MS63. Looks like a pretty new holder. It's nicely struck. I would say it's been dipped at some point, but I haven't seen a Centenary florin in an NGC holder before. Is it overgraded? Would it be an MS63 in a PCGS holder? Yeah, probably. It'd probably still be an MS63 in a PCGS holder, so that's cool. And then we got a group of pre-decimal proofs in this week as well, which is pretty sweet. So these are real low mintage coins. 30,000 for an ACD box set per. These you're talking 5,000 or 1,500 or those sorts of numbers. So these are probably the nicest pre-decimal proofs. There's pre-decimal florins, always highly sought after, and it's always nice to see them graded by PCGS. So that's a 1963 and PR65 plus. It's another 1963. It's a PR66 and a 1958, which is a PR65. And this is actually my favourite. It's got beautiful mirrored surfaces. So you'll probably notice that these pre-decimal proofs don't have the cameo that we're used to seeing on decimal proofs, and that's because they didn't. A proof is a method of manufacture. It doesn't necessarily have to have that frosted finish on it. Yes, Ian says pre-decimal proofs rule. I should just say that I know Ian, and he's a bit biased, so I don't know whether his opinion is entirely reliable. But I like pre-decimal proofs. I think they're really good. And then there's just a couple of commemorative florins in PCGS MS64, which are always nice to see in those grades. So that was a Federation florin. Oop, where's the camera? There it is. Federation florin, and a Royal Visit florin. So that's some nice pre-decimal coins that have come in this week. As you know, every week I ask people to suggest questions for the next week's live video, and last week we had someone ask a question about whether 2020 mint sets were a good investment or not. So I'll just pop up this slide here and you can have a look, and there we go. Are 2020 mint sets a good investment? So the only thing that you can say for certain about the value of 2020 mint sets is that the value will definitely go up, go down, or stay the same. That's the only thing that anyone can say for certain. We are a hobby shop, we're not an investment shop, and we like to cater to people who collect, and we don't usually offer investment advice because I'll be honest with you, I've got no idea really whether a mint set will go up in value or not. I can't really pick them very reliably, so I hesitate to give people advice on that. I know that a few months ago there was some thoughts amongst collectors that the 2020 mint set might be a good thing because of the drop in demand of circulating coinage around Australia due to the COVID lockdown, and that perhaps the 2020 mint set was going to be the only way that you could get a full set of 2020 coins. But as we have now found out, that was purely speculation, because of course some 2020 coins have started showing up in circulation now, whereas 3 or 4 months ago that wasn't the case. Yeah. So I've just noticed a question here from Danielle. Danielle Hayhow asks if the firefighter roll is delayed, and yes, that's right. So we can take orders for it on the 29th, but we're not expecting to receive shipment until mid-November. So they may not be shipped out until the end of November or early December, and I believe that's because the mint is trying to source holographic stickers for the rolls to avoid the roll release kerfuffle that happened a few months ago. So I believe that's why it's delayed. G'day Paul, how you going? Right, so what does that mean? It means that 2020 mint sets, is it going to go up or down, is purely speculation, and I'm gonna tell that to everyone. It's just pure speculation. But that being said, if we just have a look at this next slide here, then I can just give you some things to think about. These are probably, Catherine and I talked about this morning before we came in, and these are some things to think about if you are going to have a guess about whether a mint set could possibly go up or down in value. And the first one there is the mintage or production figure of the mint set high or low compared to other years. And the trouble with that is that you don't know until the annual report comes out the following year, because they make these things to demand. So, for example, there was when the people were speculating a few months ago that the 2020 mint set might be a good thing, the mint couldn't supply their orders, and as such they wound up production on them again and made more to demand. So the production figures for mint sets vary year to year depending on the demand. So you can only tell after the fact what the mintage is. Does the set contain a commemorative coin? Often those sets can appreciate. Does it contain a coin that has been treated in a special way? So think here of the 2012 mint set with the coloured 20-cent piece on it, or perhaps it's got a coin that is selectively gold plated, or a coloured 50-cent piece. Sometimes they seem to perform better than others. Does it contain coins that you either can't get in circulation or find very difficult to get in circulation? And a good example of these is the 1985 mint set, which, while the price isn't super high, it does contain coins that are very difficult to get in circulation. The 50-cent piece and the 20-cent piece and the 10-cent piece are difficult to get in circulation. So does that year's mint set include low mintage or non-circulating coins? And again, the trouble with that is, and this is what the 2020 mint set rumour was based on, is you don't often know until after the fact whether it contains coins that you can't get elsewhere, because you've got to wait for that 2-year annual report cycle. And this last one here is, and this was Catherine's suggestion, and it's probably the best indicator of the lot, is does it have a popular theme that appeals to people other than coin collectors? So is it a set that is going to be appealing to a group of people that aren't your regular coin collectors? Because, you know, while we like to think coin collecting is the best hobby in the world, the fact of the matter is that the coin collecting population is quite small, and the demand generated from that group of people is, you know, it is pretty small. But let's say, for example, you can create a set that appeals to car enthusiasts or train enthusiasts or aviation enthusiasts, then that set could possibly tap into a much bigger market, create demand outside of the coin collecting community, and dry up supply and increase the value of the set. So that's 5 things to think about if you're wondering whether a mint set is going to go up in value or not. I don't know if they're going to go up or down, but, you know, there's some things to think about. So that was all I had to talk about this week. Has anyone out there in internet land got any questions or suggestions for next week's video? I'd love to hear them now. If you don't, then we will wind up and hopefully be back next Thursday at about 12 o'clock to do the same thing over again. So does anyone have any questions? No? Alright, well, thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks Ian and Paul and Danielle and Andrew and everyone else whose name I've missed. Mick, John Taverner, Linda, good to see you again. Lindsay, Greg, it's good to see everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And if you do have any questions that you'd like us to address in next week's video, please send us a Facebook message or send us an email, and we'd love to talk about it. So bye everyone for now, and have a great week, and we'll see you next week.